The first time humanity stood before the galactic concordium, they were laughed at. Not mocked politely. Not chuckled at. Laughed at. Roaring, echoing, wheezing laughter. Across 12 species, 3 atmospheres, and a hole large enough to fit the Eiffel Tower sideways. The reason? Humanity's weapons. While the concordium possessed plasma disruptors, graviton cleavers, antimatter slicers, and molecular unweavers, humans brought guns. Simple firearms that fired chemical-propelled metal projectiles at high velocity. Weapons the concordium considered prehistoric, obsolete, laughable. And so, when the Galactic Confederation requested representatives from each species to join the Joint Defense Exchange, Earth sent Colonel Mara Holt and her squad, one of the most battle-hardened special ops units humanity had. The squad walked into the Concordium's grand proving ground with rifles slung casually, helmets tucked under arms, and the confident gait of people who had fought too many wars to be impressed by aliens shaped like fluorescent jellyfish or crystalline spider dragons. General Vishtow of the Croti Alliance, a towering reptilian commander with crystalline scales, approached Mara with an unmistakably condescending grin. "Human," he hissed, "I hope you brought the rest of your weapons. The toys you carry will not damage Concordium armor. Perhaps you wish to withdraw before you embarrass yourselves." Mara smiled back. "Oh, we brought everything we need." Behind her, Sergeant Ramirez popped chewing gum loudly, earning a few more alien snickers. "Yeah," he muttered. "We're gonna ruin someone's whole day." The aliens laughed again. They truly didn't understand. Not yet. Beginning. The test. The Defense Exchange was meant to simulate a joint response to a threat class known as a Gorvax Biotitan, towering, regenerating, armored beasts used by warlords on the Outer Rim. All species had fought them. All had lost soldiers to them. Only humanity was new to the fray. So the Concordium decided, let the humans go first. Let them see how their primitive weapons fail. Let everyone laugh. The Biotitan roared as its containment field dropped, a hulking mass of plated bone, acid sacs, and regenerative tissue. Its footsteps shook the arena. The watching aliens murmured, "Those bullets will tickle it. They will retreat within seconds." Humans should have brought spears. General Vishtow scoffed. "Begin, if you insist on your own humiliation." Mara didn't flinch. She raised her hand. "Echo Squad, light it up." The humans moved instantly. Not panicked. Not frantic. Professional. Deliberate. Deadly. Ramirez dropped to one knee, stabilizing his rifle. Nguyen flicked a switch on her weapon, loading a cartridge with a sharp metallic click. Anders pulled a tube-shaped launcher off his back. The aliens leaned forward eagerly. "It won't work. This will be delightful to watch." And then, boom! A deafening crack thundered across the battlefield as Anders fired first. A high-explosive armor-piercing antimaterial round, traveling at hypersonic speed, slammed into the Biotitan's chest. The creature staggered backward, plates cracking. The Concordium's laughter abruptly died. "What was that?" a crystalline Selexian whispered. But the humans weren't done. They fired in coordinated waves. Automatic rifles? No. Not simple guns. These were mag-accelerated rifles custom-designed by Earth to punch through Starship-grade alloys. To pierce armored exosuits. To shatter any nightmare biology could assemble. Within seconds, the Biotitan's chest plate shattered like glass. Flesh exploded outward. The creature roared, not triumphantly, but in pain. The aliens were stunned. General Vishtow sputtered, "But, your projectiles, how?" Mara didn't answer. She simply nodded at her sniper. Corporal Hale exhaled and squeezed the trigger. One bullet. One shot. One perfectly calculated impact through the exposed cranial seam. The Bio-Titan fell. Dead. Silence. Not awe. Not applause. Just shock. The entire arena stared at the humans as if they were the monsters. The consequences. The Concordia members held an emergency meeting. In all recorded galactic warfare, no species had ever killed a Bio-Titan that fast. Some never killed them at all, only drove them back with losses in the hundreds. When Mara and her squad entered the chamber again, the aliens looked careful, respectful, uneasy. General Vistar rose stiffly. Human, he growled. We demand an explanation. What are these weapons you used? Mara clasped her hands behind her back. Guns. That was not a gun. Vistar snapped. A gun is a primitive kinetic. It's still kinetic, Mara interrupted. Just perfected. The room went silent again. She continued. You all abandoned kinetics centuries ago because your armor evolved to counter it. Plasma. Disruptors. Ion warheads. You escalated until your enemies adapted. But you never solved one problem. She held up her rifle. You never figured out how to stop something fast enough, dense enough, and precise enough. A plasma-based species flickered nervously. But kinetics are barbaric. No, she replied. They are efficient. Nguyen stepped forward and placed a case on the table. Inside lay several rounds, some small, some the size of a man's fist. Hale explained, each one of these is engineered. Armor-piercing, metal-foamed, depleted uranium, explosive-tipped, mag-enhanced penetrators. When we design weapons, we don't ask what's elegant. We ask what works. And what kills, Ramirez added with a grin. A few aliens actually shuffled away. Suddenly, the Concordium understood something terrifying. Humans didn't give up on primitive weapons. They perfected them until they could kill anything. General Vishtar took a long breath. Humans, your kind may be the key to our war against the Swarm. The Swarm. The galaxy's greatest enemy. Endless. Regenerative. Biological nightmares that shredded plasma shields and drowned civilizations in numbers. We'll help, Mara said. But understand this. Humanity doesn't fight for pride. Or glory. Or reputation. We fight for survival. She leaned forward. And when we fight, we win. The aliens felt chills for the first time in centuries. Ending the battle that changed everything. Weeks later, the Concordium fleet hovered over the ruined moon of Kolrath, facing a massive swarm carrier beast. A biomegastructure capable of birthing tens of thousands of war organisms every hour. Every species had failed to destroy one. Until now. Echo Squad. Mara called through the comms. Prepare the package. Andis grinned, patting the missile launcher strapped to his suit. Always ready. The plan was absurd. Reckless. Human. Get close. Pierce the armor. Deliver the payload where it hurt the most. While plasma beams carved trenches across the swarm's flesh and ion cannons vaporized swarms of interceptors, the humans rode drop pods straight onto the carrier beast's hide. The Concordium commanders watching from orbit whispered, "They are insane. They will die. Humans cannot." But the humans could. They landed hard, boots sinking into pulsing organic tissue. Weapons out. Helmets down. The swarm sent creatures, thousands of them, charging across the carrier's surface. The humans opened fire. Bullets tore through chitin. Explosive rounds shredded tendrils. High-density slugs blew holes clean through creatures twice their size. Ramirez shouted over the comms, "They still laughing at our guns." Mara's voice crackled through the channel. "Focus fire. Make us a path." Within minutes, the humans had reached the carrier's central spinal cavity, a glowing, regenerating mass of neural fibers. Andis knelt, anchoring the warhead. Hail covered him. Nguyen fired a rail-propelled burst so powerful it vaporized a corridor of swarm drones. The payload armed. Mara hit the detonator. A nuclear-braced, nanite-laced, mag-accelerated antibio warhead drilled itself into the carrier's core. And exploded. The shockwave rippled through space. The carrier beast convulsed, roared, and collapsed in on itself, dead before it could regenerate. The swarm vanguard retreated. The Concordium fleet erupted in cheers. And every species looked upon the humans with a mix of gratitude and fear. General Vishtar contacted Mara directly. "Humanity," he said quietly. "Your weapons, your bravery, you've changed everything." Mara simply holstered her rifle. "Next time," she said, "don't laugh at our guns.